My name is Jawan Pitts from Salem, New Jersey, 28 years old, and I'm a freelance video editor.
Interesting. So is that something you've always wanted to get into?
Yeah. Yes and no. So I went to school for video production. I went to Rutgers, Newark.
There we go. I know it well.
Yeah. I you from?
I live in northern New Jersey right now. So I got a couple of friends that work at Rutgers. So
that's dope. I'm from South Jersey. So
there we go.
Yeah, Rutgers, Newark. Graduated in 2020, and bad timing. The world stopped a little bit, and then I had a choice when I went back home. I was like, all right, I can either stay in New Jersey with this degree that doesn't really mean much, or I can take this leap of faith and move to LA, because my cousin, she's a screenwriter, and she was like, all right, I'm going. And I was like, I guess I'm going too. So it's been a journey. But yeah.
What's it been like for you so far? Any major projects you're proud to have done in the past 5 years?
Yeah. One of my first projects, by the end of my first year, 2021, I was working on Transformers, which was pretty dope. It was pretty cool. I was working on their previz team. Do you know what previz is?
I've heard the name before, but nothing like absolutely specific about it.
Yeah, so previz, for people that don't know, it's like a rough, janky animatic of the film. So we're basically making the film before it's like a storyboard, so that was really dope.
Well, let's talk about the storyboard of your time here, leading you out to this beach.
Yeah.
You talk about making big moves, you literally did.
Yes.
So talk to me about your history with Survivor and
oh my gosh,
what brought you out here in front of me today.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
this feels so weird to me. This feels weird as a RHAP patron.
See, now you can talk back. I'm sure all those
this is
you're like,
weird,
you
dog.
idiot. Now you finally got me in front of you. Be like, I got some shit to say.
Oh my gosh, bro! I'm going off on a tangent here,
Please.
but your videos helped me get on the show. Actually, these interviews.
No,
I'm being so serious. So
How?
a little bit about my casting process. I applied for 6 years, bro. Got no call for 6 years. Legit. Even this cycle, I put in 2 tapes. Crickets. It wasn't until one day I was on Reddit. I was scrolling, right? And there was an open call, Survivor open call. I was like, this is my last chance. I'm in a little prayer, my little shot in the dark. I'm going to go. I'm going to be unfiltered, nothing to worry about, you know.
Yeah.
And so I did it. And long story short, I got a call back, and they're like, all right, you need to work on your video. I was like, all right, I need to perfect this. So what I did was I was watching all of your videos since Survivor 41, the way you asked your questions. I basically had my cousin be you. It did this. So this is trippy. So thank you again. I know that was way off topic, but I appreciate you so much.
And that, honestly, that means the world. So thank you. Thank you so much. Happy to have your cousins fill in for me as well. I'm sure about a much better version of myself. So talk to me about that. So was this something that you fell in love with since the first opportunity? What caused you to put in that 6-year journey to finally get out here?
So I first fell in love Survivor Gabon. So what a wacky season, right? I was at a friend's house. We were eating tacos and they threw it on. I'm like, what the hell is this janky show? The cast is so crazy. And then I went back home and I just couldn't stop watching it, It really wasn't until Survivor Second Chances and Jeremy Collins and the way that he fought for his family, I was like, yo, I want to do that. I can do that. So Jeremy Collins definitely kind of paved the way for me. So
was it that family element? Was it something else with Jeremy that just really had you resonating?
Yeah, I grew up in a single-parent household, and I'm the oldest of 5 kids, so I spent a lot of time at home babysitting those knuckleheads. And it was kind of challenging, though, too, trying to be a man without having, a male role model in my household. So my outlet was watching movies and TV and Survivor. So something about seeing Jeremy Collins, it was kind of cool. It was getting exposed to something that I haven't experienced. So that was when the seed was first planted. Well,
let's talk about the gardeners that have come before you in that way. Give me one winner and one non-winner who you identify with.
I know these questions.
I was going to say, this is so I know, I'm me. Right. Because I'm like, he already knows.
Right. I'm trying to be as natural as possible. I'm like, this is the point. It is what he's going to ask me.
You've got so many bullets loaded in the chamber at this point that you're like, all right, let's see. Let me just go through the roll.
Right.
Here's this one.
So winner, non-winner. Can I do... That's a tough one, man.
You can do multiple if you want to.
Yeah, can I do like 2?
Hell yeah.
Can I do two new era, 2 old era?
Sure.
Okay.
So, listen, it's a 25-year franchise. I imagine you got a lot of people on the mind.
I feel like Marianne, I love Marianne.
Yeah.
I feel like we're cut from the same cloth. Like, 2 black nerds. Like, I love that, like, she's, like, truly 100% authentic. Even when she's playing, like, Blood on the Clock Tower with you guys, like, she's a nut. And I'm like, I can relate to that, you know? Also, from the new era, I know he's not a winner, but Jesse Lopez. And similar to Jeremy, the way that he was, like, really playing hard, taking big swings, doing what he had to do to really, like, if he sat in the final 3, I think he had that. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. I really want to make my mark and make big moves. Be smart, but make big moves. And old era,
real quick. Old era. Let's go old school, baby.
I feel like we already talked about Jeremy Collins, the way that he fought for his family, but an underrated non-winner who needs to be back for 50. Drum roll. Sean Rector.
Hell yeah, man. You know you're speaking my language, baby.
Season 4, oh my gosh. I think one of my favorite moments in Survivor history is when he goes on that reward challenge with Pascal. And he's on the donkey. Yeah, I love that. And that's what, like, I don't know, I appreciate, people. That's why diversity is so important, you know? Because, like, that's what got me into the show, like, seeing them. And I'm like, oh, we're the same, So,
and the wild thing about Sean too is, like, he was such a great representative, especially in those early seasons of just being so out of your league, right? School teacher from Harlem.
Yeah, fish out of water.
Riding a horse, getting his nuts crushed. But at the same time, like, this is a guy that realized that all he brought to the game was himself, And so he was able to say, yeah, this is an environment that I've never been in before, but, like, there's only one person I can be. And so let me bring that into everything I do. And it leads to him being this incredible character.
Facts, bro.
So let's talk a bit about your own prep coming into this experience. Because, suffice it to say, this is something that you've had in the mind for a while. So once you actually did get that call, what was the work like to get out here?
Etsy shop. Puzzles. I was just really, like, leaning into the puzzles because I think I'm naturally in shape. Like, I do, like, half marathons. I run. I swim. So I knew I had those things checked off, but I really try to focus on puzzles and fire. Like, I don't want to be the guy that gets to the end and can't make fire. I love you, Jesse Lopez, but I don't want that to be me. But the hard thing about practicing fire in downtown LA is we recently had wildfires. Yeah. So, and, there were some jokers actually making fires, they were like, so I'm like, I could just see it on the news already. Local black guy starts fire, says he's practicing for it.
Says he's going to be on Survivor.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So that was the hardest thing, was trying to find ways to practice fire. But
what would you say, even outside of that literal prep, is one life experience that has prepared you the most for what you're about to hop into?
Yeah, definitely moving from LA to moving from New Jersey to LA. In the height of the pandemic, it was just the first time I got to really just bet on myself, man. $4,000 in my pocket, just me and my cousin bumming it out. But I think that really just showed me that, like, anything is possible. And I'm such a people pleaser, Mike Bloom. I don't know if you can relate to this too.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah, buddy, I just want to make sure everyone's okay. And in 2020, before I left, my family, my friends, because this is a small town environment, no one really leaves. And that was the first time I really was met with, like, resistance. They're like, oh, what are you doing? It's COVID. And I was really scared to make that leap of faith. But I'm so grateful I did, because I've got to do so many dope stuff. And I think that experience is going to help me take big swings out here, Yeah,
I think it's this idea of, like, granted, you've seen so much and you've seen so many possibilities that could unfold in the past, but, like, once you get out here, you never really know until you try. Like, as trite as that is, to be like, I'm sure living out in LA has, like, even defied the expectations that you had moving out there. And so a lot of it is like, ooh, do I want to move out there? What could it be? But it's like, you don't know what it could be until you actually see it in front of you.
The unknown. And I think that's what Survivor is all about, right? Just taking those chances and just betting on yourself,
Yeah, so speaking of that people-pleasing, maybe.
Yeah.
Give me your superpower. Give me your kryptonite.
Yep. So my superpower is definitely also my weakness too, and it's my vulnerability. I feel like I love this. I love like chopping it up, you know, talking about what makes us the way we are, which is like our childhood and, you know, past experiences. So I think, you know, my superpower is I think I'm going to make friends really easily. Not to brag. I think I'm going to really be able to make dope bonds. But on the flip side of that, by being like an open book and making these bonds, am I going to be willing to cut them when I need to?
Yeah.
And that's going to be my biggest struggle. I would love to sit up here and lie. I'm like, oh, I'm going to backstab, do this. But at the end of the day, I really care about people too. So if there's a way I can like put people to sleep in a nice way, that sounds so bad.
Yeah, like Dr. Kevorkian, you're like euthanasia.
Slip something in their drink. No, like I got to do it in a way where I can like, you know, sleep at night.
How do you think you're going to be perceived out here?
That's a good question. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think the way that you come across I mean, you haven't really stopped smiling since the time we sat down. And I think it's that joviality that I think, I imagine would help you kind of like help lift those spirits around you. But I'm intrigued, you know, how have people perceived you in your life in general?
I think I do a good job putting on a mask that I'm like the lovable, sweet, nerd, goofy. You see the glasses, you see the goofy smile. Not that like much of a threat, I feel like. I don't know. I'm cool with playing the background too. I don't always need to have the center of attention. And I think that's going to be great out here too. I want everyone to feel like I'm their lovable little brother or something, their right-hand man, someone that they can trust with information. I'll just keep that to myself.
Yeah, you need the right-hand man, but they don't know what the other hand's doing.
Exactly.
You know?
I like that.
So now we turn the mirror. You know what we're doing now, because I'm sure you've been making your own assessments of these people out here. So let's start on the positive side. So you could give me initials. You could describe them to me. Who are some like prospective ride or dies?
You know, I've been thinking about you a lot during Ponderosa. That sounds crazy. I'm
flattered. I'm flattered.
No. I have. I made like a cheat sheet for you. So I wrote everybody's initials down, and I put, because I'm a nerd, I put all these superheroes that I aligned each person with. So top of the list, I want to work with the Punisher. So JL, that's the tattoo guy. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on everybody's radar, and he's like the most chatty cat here. Like he's always trying to make a connection. So I want to work with that dude, and but I'm also going to keep an eye on him too. AD, Spider-Gwen, the pink hair,
Spider baby,
right. She seems pretty like sweet, kind, someone I'm a little bit worried about. And I just feel like, because I'm going to say this, she's going to be on my tribe. That's just how it works.
Manifest it, yeah.
MC, main character. She is like Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's buff, braids, like Michonne from The Walking Dead. She's badass. And I've been sitting next to her for the past 3 days. And I'm an extrovert. Like, I'm not trying to like hug her, but I'm like, hey. And she's like, nothing. I'm like, oh, she's locked in. But I think, you know, she's gonna get used to me. I think I can break those walls a little bit. I think she's just really focused. But yeah, she's someone I'm a little bit worried about. Like, she's low-key my winner pick, other than me. Obviously it's me. But you know, I would rank her high in my
on your super
draft.
Who are you making the Avengers for?
Yeah.
Who are you putting yourself as? Did you put yourself in a superhero?
You know, I thought about that. I gotta be Nick Fury. I gotta be the guy that's just, you know,
you got one eye open.
One eye open. I'm just the guy. They're not worried about me. I don't got no powers, but I know everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this will be really fun, Mike.
So when it comes to embracing everything the new era has to offer, idols, advantages, journeys, what's your thoughts on how much you're going to incorporate that?
Bro, I'm not getting on that damn boat. I'm not getting on that boat. You can't make me get on that boat. I'm sorry for screaming. I'm not getting on the boat, man. Look at Survivor. I mean, the season.
Yeah.
Like, everyone that's been on that boat, it's kind of like the guy in the scary movie. It's like, oh, I'll be right back. Bro, you're not coming back. It's over. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I definitely want to find advantages, though. But my strategy, Mike, is allies over advantages. I mean, look at the Reba 4, man. That's what I want to bring.
They literally shared an advantage around them.
Right. And 48 was also kind of like, it's kind of like back to the basics, like alliance. And I want to kind of have a blend of both. And I really want to do dope stuff, but I got to be smart. You know, the super fan in me watching all the podcasts, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all this information. But if I can just focus on the people and be in the present and also kind of tap into, you know, the RHAP knowledge, I'm going to be a problem. I think I'm going to be really well.
So then what happens, let's say, if one does come your way, you have an ally, you have an advantage. Are you telling anybody?
No. No. That's like on the list of do's and do nots. Like, the top of the list is like, I can't tell nobody, even if my number one, because I just feel like we've seen time after time how that can really cause problems. Yeah. This is also a tangent, but I just started watching Australian Survivor.
Hell yeah, man.
Yo, I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. Yeah. So
give me your thought. What season have you been watching?
So last year I did a Survivor drinking game, and everyone there, and I did it in LA. Everyone there was talking about Titans versus Rebels last year. I was like, let me see. It was amazing.
Of course.
So before the game, legit, for the past 2 weeks, I've been watching Brains versus Brawn, the first one, with King George. So both King George's season. So, and I'm just learning that, like, you got to be careful who you tell about advantages. Like, look at Simon. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I don't want that to be me, you know? Yeah,
absolutely. So here's a new one for you.
Yes.
Of course, it's got to be Survivor. I'm throwing some curveballs your way.
Let's go.
So I'm going to give you a chance to stand in Jeff's shoes for a second.
Okay.
If you could bring, and this could be a twist from the new era, the old era, you can even make up a twist if you want to, but you get the chance to put one twist in this season. Twist or an advantage that you get to play with. What would it be and why?
Something that I can utilize in this season? I really want to bring back the knowledge is power. I know it's like a little dicey. I really want to bring that back. And if it's not in the game, I think that's something I'm going to wave. I'm still going to like make it up. I'm still going to scare people too. Well, if I know someone has something, I'm going to be like, oh, I think I saw them with the knowledge is power, just to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Jeff said in the past was like, oh, we could get rid of knowledge is power because now the threat is always out there now.
Oh, I'm so excited. You know what they need to do?
What's that?
They need to put a freaking idol in tribal council. Ever since, you know, Adam Klein's thing. So I don't know if they're going to do it this season. They probably won't, but guess who's going to be looking? Just in case they do. Your boy.
There we go.
I'm just going to put that out here. Timestamp it. Jawan finds the idol at, you know, tribal. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you could actually finally throw Jeff's podium in and use it as an idol. So let's go to some hot takes here, because I'm sure you got plenty about Survivor proper.
Yeah.
What's top of mind?
Hot takes. I'm on the Reddit pages a lot. Hot takes. That's hard.
Yeah, because you're the most tuned into like what a hot take actually is. That's the thing. Is I know that I put these out time after time, and people are like, "That's not a hot take," and I'm like, "It's more so indicative of like how tuned in they are to the Terminally Online fan base."
Exactly.
Than anything. Yeah.
So I see the most, because I'm on Reddit a lot. I see players like Say and Rome get a lot of heat. They oftentimes they get on my nerves too. Like, I wouldn't want to play with them, but I do think that's what makes Survivor beautiful in a way, you know? Yeah. Like, we need people that are from different backgrounds that are aggressive. So as much as they might get on my nerves, they need to be on Survivor. You know, we wouldn't be on for 50 seasons if we didn't have people like that. Now watch, I'm going to be stuck with somebody that's like...
So how are you going to deal with that rogue element? Is that something you want to get rid of immediately? Are you going to try to be like the Genevieve and be like, this is something that I want to try to utilize?
You read my mind. I still don't know. I wish I could give you an answer, because I have this back and forth where I'm like, I want to use them as a shield, but at what point? Like, if they're going to be actively targeting me, like Say is for Cedric, why would I keep that around? So I probably will nip it in the bud. It'll be fun TV, but... They're not riding with me.
Well, speaking of Say and the people around her, the new era feels like we see a good amount of the disaster tribes, you know, the ones that end up going to tribal council 3-4 times in the pre-merge.
My worst nightmare.
So I'm unfortunately going to put you in that state here, because how would you anticipate possibly changing your game if you sort of kind of start to see, you know, the Doctor Strange, if you will, you start to see the possibilities in front of you and realize, oh, there's a very realistic chance that like we could get down to 2 people before the merge.
Yeah. So not to keep bringing up the Survivor drinking game that I did last year, but we did like a Titans versus Rebels season, and we lost the first 7 tribal councils, and it was just a fun little boot camp for me. I just realized if we go down, like I gotta find, I think it's the first of 4 in this new era, you know, the first of 4, you know? So if I realize it's a sinking ship, I gotta find my people, and maybe I'll start looking for an advantage, you know? Like I just wish it was 2 tribes of 9 so I can hide a little bit, but the new era, man, it's
nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to hide. So I might have to like be a little crazy.
Even outside of that particular situation, what do you value in an ally? Any specific values you're seeking out?
Yeah, I think everyone says predictability, loyalty, trust. But now that I'm thinking about it, I really value like someone that I can like have a little fun with, you know?
Yeah.
Someone that could be like the Batman to my Robin, you know?
There we go.
I think that's so hard to find. But, you know, it would be so cool to have someone that I can trust, but I also know that they're, you know, also a good game player too, you know? It was kind of like when Ferris and Kirby kind of worked together. Like those are 2 dominant people. And it was just kind of cool to see them like put their guns down for a second and then like put in work. Yeah. That would be so cool to have that out here. But you got to expect the unexpected. And I just...
Wrong show.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you.
So let's go from the beginning of the game to the end here. Something that I find so incredibly intriguing about a jury vote is that there's essentially an infinite list of criteria for a juror to vote for a winner, right? It could be likability, could be relationship, could be strategic, could be resume, challenge wins, etc. Is there a core value you have right now? If I were to ask you, like, if I'm a juror, I would vote for blank. Fill in that blank for me.
That's such a good question. Because for me, I feel like I want to be someone that is willing to take risk, willing to really kind of like step outside the box a little bit to go against the grain. So I think that's something I would value too. Like what did you do to really put your stamp on the game, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to reward someone that just gets to the end, and like it's tough because it's that balance too. Like I say that, but like what if someone that did all these big moves is an a-hole? Like, you know, we've seen some people, not that I don't name names, but we've seen some people get to the end, they played a really dominant game. That's another spicy take for me. There you go.
Please go
ahead. Like, yeah, I feel like, I'm in the minority that like, I feel like Natalie White deserves that one. It's interesting how like over time the fandom kind of switches a little bit. Some people really love Russell Hanson, then people hate him. Like it kind of changes in Reddit over time.
It's so
weird.
interesting because it's all about, especially because we're in an era and you've experienced this now as like, again, a very in the trenches fan of like when people also discover the show too, you know? So it's like you have the people that were there in the moment. Russell was Rob.com.
Yep.
Then you have it sort of coming around to like, especially when he lost the second time of like, okay, clearly there's something wrong. Yeah. And then you now have these people finding the show, coming into it and being like, what the hell happened? Russell should have won. And it's like, we're living in a time loop.
Yes, it's so interesting now. Yeah, 100%.
Last thing I want to ask, we'll go to the familiar. You know how it ends. And listen, you've already made your own sort of list of fictional characters to assign to the other players. Yeah. Are you bringing one of those out, or is there someone else you want to bring to the beach to you?
I got 2.
There we go.
I got 2. You want the fictional character or the real character first?
You give me, let's do the fictional character first.
Not to sound like a total dweeb, but I'm going to sound like a total dweeb. Naruto. I got to bring out my boy Naruto. He would just give me the most fire pep talk. It would be awesome.
Now I'm just imagining when you finally decide to start looking for idols and you just Naruto run up and down the canopy.
I can see the meme. I can see
exactly.
The gif of that.
And what's the other one?
It has to be Denzel Washington. He just another person that would give me like, you know, the remember the Titans, like this grand, like believe in yourself. Like, I think that would help me make it through.
For what it's worth, man, it seems like you don't need Denzel. It's, you know, you're coming in here, and again, I know this was a long time coming, and again, I am very flattered that I played even any part in that process.
Big part.
But the way you come in here is, you know, built upon being so sure of yourself and what you're able to bring. And I think that speaks to what you've been through and what you're able to bring onto the beach as well. So it was such a pleasure getting the chance to talk with you, man. Like
a dream come true, man.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.